the home stretch. It's day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas. Today we're excited to introduce a range of new and helpful tools designed to enhance your quilting. Whether you're a fan of free motion quilting, thread play, or machine embroidery quilting, we've curated some fantastic items to help you achieve professional results. Plus, we have an amazing pre-order for you. Take a look. Here's something really interesting I found on the So Steady website. It's a Quilters Rearview mirror, and it's exactly what it says it is. There's a mirror with a flexible arm and a mounting plate. And if you imagine my sewing machine in front of me, I would attach the mounting plate on the back of my machine, adjust the mirror so that when I look like this, I can see where I've already been. Let me tell you what you get in the box for the Quilters Rearview mirror. You get the mirror and this great flexible arm. It is really flexible and you can really fine tune where you want your mirror and then it will stay there. The mirror can also be horizontal or vertical. You can decide how you like it. I chose to have mine vertical when I started to use it. It comes with a super sticky mounting plate and it tells you in the instructions, don't mount it until you know that's where you want it. You won't be able to remove it and move it. I used masking tape to hold it on as I was trying it. But you get a couple other goodies in the package as well. You get 2 stick-on magnets. So they suggest you stick them on the back of the mirror and you can keep pins or use it as a scissor keeper, so it's always close at hand. And you also get 2 halo rings that you can attach with sticky pads to the side of your sewing machine. So for marking pens, your stitch ripper, your stiletto, whatever you want to keep close to you. It's very flexible. You can even fit a chalk roller in the halo ring if you want. So what's it used for and does it really work? When I first put it on, I thought, I don't know if we should show this because I don't really get it. I don't really see the purpose. But I left it on my machine for a couple days and I was sewing a bag. I did some free motion quilting and some thread play. And I found after I got used to having it, I was tilting my head and looking in the mirror. It was especially good for free motion quilting. Sometimes if you start working backwards, you can't see where you've been. So I just needed to tilt my head and I could see where my threads were and then change direction if I needed to. On the So Steady website, you'll find a video from Donnell, and she uses it when she does her ruler work with westerly rulers. Now, lots of times for westerly free motion quilting with the templates, you'll create a cross, lay your template, and then you need to put your foot a 1/4 inch using your guide from that behind your foot. So you're looking this way or you're looking that way. Is it lined up? Well, with the mirror, I could just slide my gauge there and I could see, yeah, I'm good. I'm at a 1/4 inch. So this tool is good for free motion quilting, ruler work, if you're doing thread play. When I was sewing my bag, I was sewing on handles and I needed to go in reverse about 2 inches. It was really nice for going backwards. I could see where I was driving. And that's the Quilters Rearview mirror. We've got something extra exciting for you today. It's so new, it hasn't even been released yet. It's the Stripology quilting case from Gudrun Erla. Gudrun is the designer and creator of Stripology rulers. She found transporting the rulers for teaching and promoting them a challenge as they are quite fragile. So she has designed this bag specifically to protect Stripology rulers, but it is so much more. It is a hard shell case. It'll keep your rulers, mats, notions, fabric, and books perfectly organized and within your reach. It's got spacious compartments with reinforced panels. There are slip pockets, some with zippers, that are double-sided. They flip like pages in a book. The bag is specifically made to carry your 18 by 24 cutting mat. and any rulers up to 25 inches, including your Stripology rulers. It's made with durable materials and has double stitching. Gudrun didn't cut any corners. You can open the case and hang it even. It comes with a shoulder strap and a handle strap, so you can carry it both ways. Gudrun really has thought of everything. This is a pre-order for the Stripology quilting case, which is not available until March 2025. But you know you want to order it now. Don't miss out. Let me tell you all about Master Your Stripology Rulers from Gudrun Erla, the owner behind GE Designs. You know how we love Stripology rulers at Laurie's Country Cottage. Well, this book will help you take your Stripology skills to the next level. Do you hate math? Do you find it difficult to figure out where to lay your fabric or where to cut? This will be the tool for you. This is a really nicely built book. It's coil bound, which is great because it opens flat for you to work with. Let me tell you a bit about the book. It starts with a page of QR codes that link you to videos and teach you how to use all of the rulers. You don't really need to figure it out on your own. There are lots of videos to look at. The book does the math for you. For instance, what if you want to cut 2 1/4 inch strips instead of 2 1/2? How do you use your Stripology ruler to do that? How many 2-inch squares can I get out of a strip of fabric? Or 4-inch? Or 3 1/4? She's got a chart for that. You learn how to make half square triangles and quarter square triangles using your Stripology ruler. Plus she gives you a method for making 8 half square triangles at a time. The charts are easy to read and there are lots of diagrams. Gudrun even gives you 6 patterns in the book, a way to practice your skills. And again, lots of diagrams to help you make those projects. So if you only use your Stripology ruler for cutting 2 1/2 inch strips, you're not using it to its full potential. Grab Master Your Stripology Rulers and learn how to get the most out of your Stripology rulers. Here's the Stripology XL Ruler from Creative Grids and Gudrun Erla. This isn't the first time we've shown this ruler, but it is one of our most popular items, so we wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to see it. Let me tell you a little bit about the ruler and then I'll show you a quick demo of how it works. First of all, it's a Creative Grids ruler, so it's got their patented anti-slip product on the back. So it's not going to slide around. It's got great grip. There are slits in the ruler every 1/2 inch. So this ruler primarily is used for cutting strips, but it does a whole lot more. There's some other important markings too to help you along. Gudrun puts squares every 2 1/2 inches. So it's really easy, no more counting, just follow the squares. And if you're doing 1 1/2 inch strips, you'll follow the stars, just like that. It also has a great function of squaring up blocks. So if you're squaring up blocks that are in 1 inch increments finished, you'll use the black lines. And if you're doing blocks that are 1/2 inch increments up to 12 1/2 inches, you'll use the squares that have the white lines. So it's great for squaring up. And it also includes 45 and 60-degree angles to help you square up your blocks and line them up correctly. If you go to GE Designs, that's Gudrun's company, you can download a great sheet to help you cut strips in 1/4 inch increments in case you want to do that. So let me give you a really quick demo on cutting strips and then subcutting into squares or rectangles. I've double folded my fabric. So I'm just going to lay my Stripology ruler on here, and I'm going to line up that black line with my fold. The most important thing when using this ruler is that your fold is completely parallel with your fold on the bottom. Otherwise you'll get wonky strips. And mine is completely parallel. So I'm ready for cutting. Now if I want to use my 45mm rotary cutter, I can cut 4 to 6 layers. If I'm going to do 8 to 10 layers, I should use my 60mm, but I only got 4 layers, so I'm going to use my 45mm cutter. The first thing I'm going to do is start with a straight edge. So I just hold down the side, kind of keep your rotary cutter a little bit leaned, tip it into the hole, and then make your first cut. Now if I'm cutting 2.5-inch strips, I'm just looking for the square and I'm cutting all the way across. And that's how easy it is to cut strips. But what if I needed to make squares instead of strips? I'll just remove those. Take my strips, I can layer them if I want. I'm going to line them up with a line on my cutting board so that I know they're straight. And I'll do 2 stacks. Then I'll get my Stripology ruler, put it back on, and again, line up a line with my top strip, making sure that the other strips are perfectly straight, and they are. So now I can cut off my end again, and let's say I needed 2.5-inch squares. Well, I would just go to the 2.5 mark and again cut. But what if I needed 2 by 4? Well, here's my cut, so I'll just count 4 inches. And now I have 2 by 4s. So I've made my rectangles and done some subcutting. So that's how easy it is to use the Creative Grids ruler. But it does so much more. There are great video resources on Creative Grids website and at GE Designs, or of course you can check out the Mastering Your Stripology Ruler book that's part of the 12 Days of Christmas. Let me introduce you to the latest book from GE Designs and Gudrun Erla, Stripology Quickies. Gudrun was looking for patterns for quick and easy quilts to make in a day or a weekend. So these patterns include larger pieces, fast piecing techniques, and of course your cutting will be faster because you'll be using your Stripology ruler. There are 17 quilt patterns in this book, and they come in several sizes. The book itself is awesome. Again, it's coil bound so that the pages lay flat. You'll find a QR code for each pattern to show you how to use the ruler. And the charts have everything laid out and make it really easy for you to use. There are lots of pictures, and she walks you through each step. She also includes a skill level for each quilt and suggests that you can use the book as a skill builder. Start with the easier projects, and when you've mastered those skills, you can move on to the next level. If you're not taking full value out of your Stripology rulers, if all you're doing is cutting 2.5-inch squares, this book is for you. You'll get the most out of your rulers and make some fun projects along the way. Why not add a personal touch to your homemade projects with pre-made quilt labels? All the labels are embroidered on heavy satin, and they're the perfect way to personalize a gift. The first one is Love in Every Stitch. On the back of the label, there are quilt washing instructions. The next one is This Took Forever, a little wink wink for how much work it takes to make a project. The back of the label has stars. Then there's My Therapy. Isn't that what quilting and crafting is for us? It's our therapy. On the back of this label, it's blank, so you could write your name or a message in a permanent pen. The smallest label are All Things Quilty. It has a design on the front and the back. It's reversible. Peach on one side and aqua on the back. And the last one is Give It to God and Go to Sleep. This is also a reversible label, so you can write on the back. Quilt labels are a great way to personalize gifts and make a permanent record of who the quilt is from. Why not add a quilt label to your next project? Well, I've rearranged everything so I can give you a really good demo of my favorite find for this year. It's the Sew Steady suspension system. It was designed to help people who are free motion quilting, and Leah Day does a great video showing how it works. Leah Day is kind of the voice of free motion quilting on a domestic machine, and she has a do-it-yourself video on how to screw things into your ceiling and hang clips and clamps to help suspend your quilt while you're free motion quilting. And she agrees this is a much better system. So let me tell you, first of all, why you might want it. Well, I have my quilt here all set up for free motion quilting. I'm on my regular domestic machine, and the weight and the size of the quilt create drag when you're trying to free motion quilt, and so does my acrylic table. My acrylic table ends here, and quite often that's my problem. As I'm trying to move my quilt back, the bulk of the quilt is caught on my acrylic table. So the suspension system is used to lift the weight of your quilt so that there is no drag. I have one set up on the left of my sewing to keep it from dragging on my acrylic table. I have one in the back, of course, again, just to keep it from dragging at the back. And I was able to set up a third one on the right-hand side of my machine. Let me show you what the parts look like. They come like this in the box. You get 4 in a set, and you just need to use your muscles to uncurl that flexible arm. Then you're going to take the little nut off of the clamp, slide it over the arm, and just push the ball of the clamp on. And then you can tighten that nut so that you can adjust which way you want the clamp and then tighten it. It also comes, so there's a large clamp here, lots of room, but it comes with a rubber roller. And so they are in my quilt. I'll show you that right away. It just protects your quilt from wrinkling, and it will clamp your quilt like that. What I thought was really great was the clamp to adjust it to your sewing table or your sewing surface. You simply unscrew it as far as you need to, and then the leg opens and you can clamp it on. I have my 3 clamps clamped to 3 different surfaces. One is on my ironing table. The front arm is on, it's a full countertop, so it's about that thick. And then the one on the right of my sewing machine, my countertop's only about that thick. So I could put it on wherever I wanted to. She says it's important that these arms remain flexible so that as you're quilting, the quilt moves with you, and that is what stops the drag. So let me show you how easy it is to clamp. So here's my quilt, and you can see if I went to quilt, it would catch on my acrylic table. So I'm just gonna find where, it leaves me some fabric to move around. Slide that rubber roll in there, and then the clamp. So as amazing it is for free motion quilting, and it is amazing and super helpful, I'm more excited about using it on my embroidery machine. If you use clear blue tiles for background quilting or top quilting with your embroidery machine, or if you have the magnetic hoops for continuous quilting, this is a complete game changer. You can lift the weight of your quilt off your embroidery bed and be even more successful. This was my favorite find for this year. This is the Sew Steady suspension system. Here are some important notes about the Day 11 products. First of all, the Stripology quilting case is a pre-order. It will not be available until March or April 2025, but you get preferred pricing today. Plus, the Stripology XL Ruler, if you choose to purchase it, requires special shipping. The Stripology XL Ruler is a game changer for quilters. Use the Mastering Your Stripology Rulers and Stripology Quickies books to unlock the ruler's full potential. Gudrun really thought of everything when she designed that Stripology case. You don't want to miss out on that. The Sew Steady suspension system provides the stability and support needed for free motion quilting, ruler work, and machine embroidery quilting. Meanwhile, the Quilter's Rearview mirror offers a unique perspective, allowing you to see your work from a different angle. Go ahead and throw your favorites in the cart. Go through that checkout process. Did you see a blooper today? Make sure you record it. And don't forget, download that free step so that you can complete your project after day 12.